P on your computer, go to WBQPTV.com or go to Google and type in WBQP, the voice of the Black community.
Get WBQP radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. Your community station, wherever you go.
Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
Listen to WBQP radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
Now, go tell everybody how to watch and listen to WBQP. WBQP, the voice of the Black community. An information station that cares. WBQP, the station that cares. WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
Listen to WBQP radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
Get WBQP radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. Your community station, wherever you go.
Genie, read my lips, honey. Vernon is the one. Now go run and tell that.
Where does energy come from? Where does it go? At Pensacola Energy, we know that energy transfers from one form to another. Endless hot showers from our natural gas energize you. Your energy inspires others and grows into a positive energy.
It's Wednesday, Hump Day. Have a wonderful Wednesday with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
Good morning to my Facebook friends, Lois Bless Pruitt, Janice Womack Ewing, Alan Young, Jeannie Costin, and everybody else this morning. Let's get to work.
It's Wednesday, Hump Day. Have a wonderful Wednesday with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon. Morning. It is Wednesday. Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump Day, y'all. 6:33 in the morning. Good morning, everybody. You got Vernon this morning. Vernon is the one on this Wednesday morning, y'all. Good morning. Everybody, gang, y'all got your coffee yet? I got my coffee this morning. I got my coffee. One cup a day will keep the hanks away, as far as I'm concerned, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Boy, can you know it is the middle of the week. We're talking about, always talking about how the month is gone, but look, the week is gone. The week is gone. Look, boy, I tell you what, I kind of remind me of my grandmama used to always say. I said, I sure be glad when I get grown. She said, son, don't be wishing your life away. When you get my age, you're gonna wonder. The days gonna go by fast. And I'll be damned. Grandma was right. And I found out she was right on a lot of things, y'all. Grandma right on a lot of things. I can tell you that right now. You know what was the deal? But she was right on a lot of things. So thank you, Grandma. All right, I want to make sure that we are all hooked up on reaching over here to see if we got on radio, TV, internet, and the whole 9 yards, y'all. So if we are, I just want to say good morning to everybody this morning. Just a great morning. It's a hump day. Hump day, y'all. Hump day. All right, let's get into the what we're gonna get into this morning. You know, it's Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday, and you know how we roll on a Wednesday, y'all. You know how we roll. Well, you know how we roll on a Wednesday. But I want to say good morning, Miss Lois Pruitt, Mrs. Lois Bless Pruitt this morning, and Mrs. Janice, all of them. So yes, sir, it is a beautiful morning. I tell you what, let's start J.O. Gaston. Can he start us all in a prayer this morning? Dr. Gaston, would you lead us with prayer this morning?
This is J.O. Gaston on this Wednesday. As a matter of fact, this is our wonderful Wednesday, where we come before the Lord and sacred words of prayer, just bless him for his glory. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come on this wonderful Wednesday, dear God, to bless you and to worship you and to pray over our families and to pray over ourselves and to pray over those that we're connected to. And so, Father, we take it all in stride because you're God. You know us better than we know ourselves, dear God. So we're claiming this wonderful Wednesday to your glory and honor for the edification of your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, y'all. It is Wednesday. You know what we do on Wednesday, y'all. At about the 7:30 time frame, 7:30 time frame, we have Mr. Community on this morning. Mr. Ellis has been telling his community stories. He breaking it as he sees it on a Wednesday morning with community news. He just tell us what's happening in and around our community. And about 7:45, Mrs. Jill Daggs comes on, and she tells us what's happening inside Okaloosa County and also what's happening in Santa Rosa County as well. 8 o'clock time frame, Charles D. Thornton Sr. is my guest host on a Wednesday, and we're going to be talking to Charles this morning. I don't know whether I got a special guest this morning. I was supposed to be talking to Mr. Joey. I got to confirm his name is Joey Mendeza Aikens. Okay, and we may be talking to Mr. Joey this morning at 8:30. Joey is running for Commissioner of Agriculture, I believe. So we're gonna be. He should be calling in this morning. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's see what the traffic is outside this morning. Where my traffic lady this morning. Let's before I go to traffic. Let's check the weather out this morning. Cheryl, what we got going on weather this Wednesday morning, sugar? Do you have any idea what's the weather like?
Good morning, Vernon. Here's today's weather for Wednesday. Wednesday, clouds increase along with the rain chances. Expect a 50% chance of showers, a high of 94 degrees, and a low of 78.
Well, thank you, baby. We appreciate that, y'all. For y'all out there this morning, you know, it's a chance of an opportunity to rain out there. So get your raincoats. We have been having some triple-digit weather here in the area, so be careful about that. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we talk about the news of this morning. All right, well, I guess I need to go to my girl and let her give my girl Lola to see what's going on the traffic scene this morning. Good morning, Lola. How you doing this morning, baby? We got anything going on in the traffic this morning, sugar?
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Now you done that. Lola, are you
Good morning
there?
to you too, Vernon. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you ready for the traffic report? Here we go.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're heading out right now, things are looking mostly smooth across Pensacola. But we do have a couple of trouble spots to watch out for to keep your morning stress-free. Starting right here in Pensacola, if you're taking I-10 westbound toward Mobile, expect a bit of a squeeze. We're seeing some brake lights near the way station just past Pine Forest Road, due to a minor fender bender on the right shoulder. It's not blocking traffic, but it will add about 10 minutes to your drive, so give yourself a little extra time. Down on 9 Mile Road, right near our WBQP studios, traffic is actually moving beautifully this morning. Just keep an eye out for some utility crews setting up near University Parkway. All lanes are open for now, but you'll want to tap the brakes and watch your speed through that work zone. For those of you commuting across the Pensacola Bay Bridge into Gulf Breeze, I have great news. It is a clear, wide-open drive so far. No backups or delays being reported, so you are good to cruise. And taking a quick look over in Fort Walton Beach, if you're hitting the Chappie James Bridge, traffic is flowing right at the speed limit. Just be mindful of a stalled vehicle on the shoulder right before the Gulf Breezes. Emergency crews are on the scene, but the rubbernecking is causing a slight crawl. I'll be keeping a close eye on the roads all morning long to keep you moving. I'm Lola with your WBQP Wednesday traffic.
Thank you, Lola. We appreciate you, sugar. We sure do appreciate you, baby. All right, let's look at the traffic. I believe it's going to be the lottery stuff over what's happening over the weekend. I think they pulled the numbers last night, but we'll bring those to you tomorrow. Let's see what they're happening right now. If you had any of those.
Check those lottery tickets today. Your winning moment could be one scratch away.
Vernon, it's Monday. Did you check your lottery tickets?
It's not Monday.
If not, check it out.
Damn! Well, maybe next time.
Yeah, sugar. One of these days it's gonna be us, okay? Yeah, I had a reporter this lady down in somewhere in Central Florida had scratched off $1 million, y'all. Yeah, she scratched off $1 million. I tell you, must be nice. It must be nice this morning. All right, then let's get into some African American news of the week. I think we done covered the weather and the traffic, and we got started off with our prayer this morning. Today, maybe today is Wednesday, y'all. Today is Wednesday, and so let's go and see a little motivational thing this morning. The power of motivation, and if you can believe about yourself, that's what I want you to just think about for a minute, okay? I need you to think about that for a minute. The power of belief, and I'm telling you, the power of belief works, y'all. So that's how you're going to have to motivate yourself in the power of belief. So let's see if we can get a little bit motivated this morning.
You believe about yourself can change how you act and feel. Imagine waking up with no memories. If someone told you that you were a brave soldier, you'd probably act brave. If they said you were a quiet music teacher, you'd likely be more reserved. This shows how powerful our beliefs about ourselves can be. When you truly believe you're good at something, it shows. You speak with more confidence. Your body language is stronger. You feel more natural and real. Whether you're an actor, a cook, or a teacher, believing in yourself makes a big difference. Everyone has doubts sometimes, even very successful people. The key is how you handle these doubts. Don't let negative thoughts control you. Focus on positive actions instead. Trust that you can handle tough situations. Successful people often see things differently. They don't just see problems, they see chances to grow and succeed. When you're not trying your best, think about why. Are you seeing your task as a boring chore? Try to see it as an exciting opportunity instead. Every day is a new chance. Start each day thinking about the good things that could happen. Be excited about your chances to learn and grow. If you want to do new things and be a better version of yourself, start by changing how you think. Believe in yourself and see challenges as opportunities. Remember, what you believe about yourself can make a big difference in your life. So choose to believe in your abilities and see the good in each day.
Amen, y'all. Be motivated. Just be motivated, okay? All right, before we get on, let's talk about what's happening in Africa, America. News that happening in our world, okay? I got my news reporter, Mrs. Naomi, and she wants to give us the information and news that's happening around our country that are affecting Black people, okay? Naomi, you got it, sugar.
Hi, I am Naomi, your WBQP TV African American news reporter, bringing you Black news you can use. Stay tuned. You heard it here on WBQP.
Good morning. This is Naomi with WBQP TV top news headlines for the week of July 27th, 2026 that affect the Black community. NAACP concludes 117th National Convention. Thousands gathered in Chicago as the NAACP wrapped up its national convention, adopting new priorities focused on voting rights, economic opportunity, environmental justice, education, and civic engagement under the theme, We the People. Civil rights leaders plan National Voting Rights March. Major civil rights organizations, including the NAACP and National Urban League, are organizing an August 28 March on Washington to advocate for stronger voting protections following recent legal and legislative changes. NAACP continues push for federal investigation. The organization is maintaining pressure on the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate the deaths of Black men in Tennessee and is calling for greater police accountability and transparency. HBCUs prepare for record fall enrollment. Several historically Black colleges and universities report strong enrollment momentum as institutions expand housing, academic programs, and workforce partnerships ahead of the new school year. Black-owned businesses gain national spotlight. Entrepreneurs from across the country showcased products and services during the NAACP convention's The Hub, highlighting continued growth in Black entrepreneurship and innovation. Black health equity remains a national priority. Community organizations and healthcare leaders continue expanding outreach focused on reducing disparities in maternal health, chronic disease, and access to quality healthcare. Economic equity efforts expand. Advocacy groups are promoting initiatives aimed at increasing Black homeownership, small business investment, and workforce development as affordability challenges continue nationwide. Black student achievement programs grow. Education organizations announced new scholarship opportunities, STEM initiatives, and mentorship programs designed to increase college access and career readiness for Black students. Community violence prevention programs receive new attention. Local organizations across several cities are expanding youth mentorship, conflict resolution, and neighborhood violence prevention efforts to reduce gun violence. Black cultural heritage celebrated nationwide. Museums, arts organizations, and historical societies continue launching exhibitions and preservation projects highlighting African American history, culture, and contributions during America's 250th anniversary year. This is Naomi with WBQP TV, Black news you can use, your information station and the voice of the Black community.
All right, Naomi, thank you. This morning, Naomi. I guess for the folks in the world of sports, if you want to get caught up on what's happening around the world in our sports world, we got a sports reporter here, Mr. Orion. He usually want to come in every at least he gives what he called his weekly sports report, so you can find out what's happening during the week. This week in sports, okay, with Mr. Orion. Orion, go ahead with your sports report this morning, Bubba.
Hello, I'm Orion, and welcome to the WBQP Sports Center. Here's a look at the biggest sports stories from around the nation, HBCU athletics, and right here on the Gulf Coast. World Cup crowns a champion. The world's biggest sporting event concluded last weekend as Spain defeated Argentina to capture the 2026 FIFA World Cup Championship, earning its second World Cup title. Argentina finished as runner-up after an outstanding tournament, while England claimed third place with a thrilling victory over France. The tournament drew record crowds across the United States, Canada, and Mexico and is expected to leave a lasting impact on soccer in North America. The Open Championship. Golf's oldest major crowned a new champion as the world's best competed at the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. The tournament delivered dramatic final round action as players battled for the historic Claret Jug in the final major championship of the 2026 season. LeBron's final decision. One of the biggest stories in sports this week came from the NBA. LeBron James announced he is joining the Philadelphia 76ers, calling it the last decision of his remarkable career. The four-time NBA champion signed a 2-year deal after seriously considering retirement and says his goal is to compete for one more championship alongside Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey and Philadelphia's talented roster. Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is back in full swing following the All-Star break. Teams are beginning the second-half playoff push as front offices prepare for next week's trade deadline. Several clubs are making moves to strengthen their postseason chances. College football. College football officially kicked off preseason excitement this week with SEC Media Days in Tampa, where coaches and players previewed the upcoming season. Fans across the Southeast are already counting down to kickoff. HBCU sports. HBCU football programs are preparing to open fall training camps over the coming weeks as teams begin their quest for conference championships. The MEAC, SWAC, ZIAC and KIC continue announcing preseason honors, while HBCU athletes report for conditioning workouts ahead of August practices. Several HBCU programs also continue adding transfers and finalizing recruiting classes as excitement builds for another exciting football season. HBCU marching bands are also preparing for the return of football Saturdays, with annual band camps beginning across the country. Local sports. Here on the Gulf Coast, the Pensacola Blue Wahoos continue their Southern League schedule as they battle for playoff positioning during the second half of the season. High school football teams throughout Escambia, Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties are completing summer conditioning as official preseason practices begin next week. Youth baseball, softball, Basketball and soccer leagues remain active across Northwest Florida as hundreds of young athletes continue summer competition. Looking ahead for the coming week, NFL teams begin reporting for training camp. Major League Baseball approaches the trade deadline. The WNBA playoff race continues to heat up. The PGA Tour returns following the Open Championship. NASCAR heads into another exciting weekend of racing. College football teams across the nation begin preseason practice. HBCU football programs officially open fall camps in preparation for the 2026 season. That's your WBQP Sports Center report. I'm Ryan. Thanks for watching WBQP TV, your information station, bringing you the latest in local, national, and HBCU sports. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Orion. Trusting everybody heard Orion. Somebody said, I hope you can hear the African American news this morning. I don't know, but I've been having issues with the soundboard for some reason. But I think I'm assuming it's working okay. The only way I can tell. But if it's not, y'all send me a message, give me a call, text me, message me. It doesn't matter if some technical issues get wrong. Sometimes you can hear things I cannot hear. I got my earphones on and I'm trying to monitor about 4 or 5 different things. And actually, I can hear everything in the studio as it was going out, but I can't hear what you hear or don't hear. Okay. All right, y'all, let's take a commercial break. But when we come back from our commercial break this morning, okay, we're going to talk about some news happening around the city, what I call news you can use, okay? And then we are at 7:30 time frame. Hopefully we're going to be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett. I call him Mr. Community with the community news. Then at 7:45, we're hopefully going to be talking to Miss Jill Daggs, 8 o'clock. By that time, we're going to be joined by Mr. Charles D. Thornton. And at 8:30 time frame, we may be join an individual by the name of Joey Mendez. He's running for commissioner of agricultural, and he wanted to holler. We'll see, because some of these folks are on his ballot, like the commissioner of the ag and the attorney general and all the other kinds of, lesser known offices that we don't get a chance to know about. And sometimes we get into the voting booth, we get a little bit confused on who we should be voting for. And that's why I'm an advocate of having the Democratic Party and all these folks. Come on, let's tell us, give us some suggestions, because I don't know, I'm not up to date on these candidates like everybody else is. And sometimes I get confused, like the Democratic Party. We got a referendum on the ballot in here in Pensacola, whether or not we should have an elected superintendent or a appointed superintendent. So it's the position of the Democratic Party is to have an elected position. I mean, an appointed position, not an elected one. So in other words, they think we should vote no. That's what the best interest. And also another referendum on the state ballot is whether or not we should vote to appeal property taxes. And I think the general concession is that maybe not, but we're going to have folks talk about that a little more in general, because that's just not as easy as you think. It is appealing to us that, we don't have to pay property tax, but that's one side. But that's the sixth of it. But the half a dozen of it is that, will it affect us more negatively in the long run than it is right now? Because those shortfalls has to be made up, because they're going to impact your schools, they're going to impact your local government services, and so forth like that. And either those services are going to be cut, or those services are going to be made up by another form of a tax, and it might be higher than what we got. So those are the kinds of things that we're going to talk about on who going to serve our best interest. All right, let's go to a commercial break. But when we come back, that's what we're going to be dealing with. News you can use. Okay?
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Why wait? With Penn Air's fast approvals and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supportive environment where students grow academically and personally. Through strong core instruction and unique programs, students build confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. Enroll your child today and join us as Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy celebrates 25 years of serving the Pensacola community.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
I'm Robert Bender, your Escambia County Supervisor of Elections. The August election is underway, and this ballot includes elected positions and issues that affect every citizen in Escambia County. Election day is August 18th, and you have 3 convenient ways to vote. You can request a vote by mail ballot and return it by mail or at any early voting site, vote early August 8th through 15th, or you can vote at your assigned polling place on Election Day. As we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our nation, your vote matters more than ever.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric W. Shorter, and I'm running for mayor. As a true son of Pensacola and a product of multiple generations of public servants in this city, I know what it means to serve. The spirit of servitude led me to serve our country, the world, and now I'm here to serve Pensacola. My goals are simple. I want to create vertical economic initiatives, which translates to good-paying jobs. Affordability. I want to address the housing affordability crisis. Neighborhood revitalization. Something as simple as the addition of a sidewalk, a street light, or a park renovation goes a long ways with improving Pensacola residents' quality of life. Education reformation. I want to ensure that our children and young adults are prepared to meet today's demanding job market. Citywide opportunity is possible, and I'm not guessing. I'm positive. Vote for me, the positive choice.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
As a service to our community, we pause to remember those who have recently passed. Our deepest condolences.
thoughts and prayers are with each family during this time of loss. Thank you for allowing WBQP to serve our community.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson on this Wednesday. As a matter of fact, this is our wonderful Wednesday, where we come before the Lord and sacred words of prayer, just bless Him for His glory. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come on this wonderful Wednesday, dear God, to bless you and to worship you and to pray over our families and to pray over ourselves and to pray over those that we're connected to. And so, Father, we take it all in stride because you're God. You know us better than we know ourselves, dear God. So we're claiming this wonderful Wednesday to your glory and honor for the edification of your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekly weather forecast. We start the week with plenty of sunshine before rain chances increase during the second half of the week. Monday will be mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of rain. It'll be a hot one with a high of 96 degrees and a warm overnight low of 78. Tuesday brings partly cloudy skies with another 20% chance of a passing shower. Afternoon temperatures once again reach 96 degrees with a low of 79. Wednesday, clouds increase along with the rain chances. Expect a 50% chance of showers, a high of 94 degrees, and a low of 78. Thursday stays mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of scattered showers. Highs cool slightly to 90 degrees with lows of 77. And we wrap up the week on Friday with cloudy skies and a 50% chance of afternoon showers. Look for a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, the first half of the week will be hot and mostly dry, while the second half brings more clouds and better chances for scattered showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast for WBQP TV.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning with Vernon this morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to try to get into some news we can use this morning. Let's see if we can get into our news thing here this morning. All right. Let's start off with the news.
Good morning, Cutie Vernon. It is great to be with you today. What's happening in the news in Pensacola today?
Live from the WBQP News Desk, this is your headline news summary. Now here is Vernon Watson with his version of today's headlines.
Well, y'all, I tell you what, as I always tell you, we always will start the news off, y'all, we always will start the news off with weather. You go to anybody, that's that any news station, the lead story is always the weather, y'all. You notice that? The lead story is always the weather. And this is no different. The lead story again. We've been having some warm weather here, y'all. We've been definitely having some warm weather. And so you need to do whatever you need to do to make sure that you keep yourselves cool and hydrated and so forth, because this weather is nothing to play with. First time, and they looking at it based on not necessarily the actual heat itself, but they're talking about the heat, the heat index. Okay, what we call the feel like weather. It might be 98 degrees, but it might feel like 110. How do they come up with that? I don't know, but if you're seeing that to me, if it feels like 110, it might be 110. I don't know. But y'all please help me understand the rationale for that. But the bottom line is, y'all, the weather is the weather, and it's definitely something that we are not going to take for granted. And he can be a killer as well. Okay, he could be a killer. So therefore, you make sure that you stay cool, and then check on your neighbors and everybody else as well. We want that's going to be staying cool. All right, let's go to another headlines that you probably read about this, heard about this on Channel 3, however you get your news, that they had a disturbance at Cordova Mall yesterday. Okay, they had a real disturbance at Cordova Mall. They thought that they had an active shooter there at Cordova Mall. The shopper at Cordova Mall saw a lot of police officers came into the mall responding to a disturbance involving a man with a gun. This 22-year-old man, his name is Theodore Jackson. He's locked up this morning, and the Pensacola police arrested him at the mall yesterday afternoon. Okay, and when they surrounded the mall, somebody said that they saw a man that came in with a gun. They say, I saw police people, you had witnesses then saying they seen heavy presence of police and they were looking for it. But when they found him at Belts, okay, and then he ran up to the second floor and hid in a closet. And so how did they get on his radar? We're not quite sure. This story is still developing. People was hiding in closets and hiding behind clothing and everything. And so, but keep your eyes out on that story. It's unclear at this time. I think the guy is suffering from some type of mental health issues, and they don't know. In Florida, you can Baker Act people that they can law enforcement, or some folks can temporarily Baker Act folks for mental health for a 72-hour evaluation, and they suspected that this was a issue where this man has been suffering a variety of mental health issues that could have led to this incident. He may have some psychotic disorder, but keep your eyes out on developing story there. Okay. All right, let's move on to another story here. The Florida Highway Patrol, you remember we reported back here several months ago, may not been that long, but a couple months ago at least, a fatal accident that involving a go-kart crash over in Okaloosa County. And they have not found everybody that's involved with that. So the Florida Highway Patrol is looking for some witnesses that may have witnessed that incident. So if you if you know of or been a witness to that accident, please call the Florida High Patrol. The number is on the thing there, 850-863-2200. Okay, 863-2200. And let's see here. Do not clean. Do close without closing. Okay. I'm checking over here. Make sure that we're still on the air there. But okay. All right. But anyway, if you got any information about that story, please let us know that. Another story. Since this is a Navy town, y'all, in a Navy town, we're always concerned about Navy aircraft. And you may not be concerned about this, but I was in the Navy, and so I got a chance to know a little bit about airplanes. And they got this C2, they call it the C2 Greyhound. It landed in, why is it significant? This is the last airplane in service, and they landed here in Pensacola, and they're going to be a part of the Naval Museum because they continued this airplane. It used to be like a transportation kind of airplane for the Navy. So I'm just as we said, I'm just saying, dog. So they retiring the C2 aircraft. Okay. Here's a precautionary tale that you might want to think about. Okay. This lady says she almost fell victim to a scam. Okay. And they target older people saying that somebody's saying that they, in this case, she's saying that her grandson had went to boot camp, and somebody called back and pretended to be him and said he was in trouble and he needed some money and stuff like that. But she found, as she kept talking to him, she found out that it didn't sound like him. And so she was not scammed. Okay. Now, but a lot of people are, and they got the statistic that people scam to almost $670 billion a year. Okay. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to be scammed out of. So be careful about that. You know, what we used to call it in the black community, you get flim flam. Okay. You get flim flam. Be careful about that. These, folks saying that I'm in Mexico and I lost my wallet and all that. Don't fall for the okie doke, if you will. Now, another important story is a 16-year-old fella that they arrested in connection with that shooting on the 4th of July. All charges have been dropped against that individual. They said that he's the one that handed the person the gun, okay? But they didn't have any evidence, so that they couldn't prove that. So the state attorney had to drop the charges against that young man, okay? Had to drop the charges against that young man because they couldn't prove it. I think it was reaching that straws anyway. But they do have 3 other people still in jail regarding that crime. And also, sadly, the 4th person that took his life when they were trying to arrest him, one of the shooters that actually shot PJ, which would happen to be his friend, and everything. So, but he died of self-inflicted wounds last week. All right, this preacher here is a well-known preacher that come to Pensacola State College quite a bit. Okay, not Pensacola Christian College, y'all, as speakers. And so the Pensacola Christian College and released a statement yesterday saying, I guess they're trying to distance themselves from the speaker now, but you can't hold the college or anybody responsible for bad behavior of somebody else. But they try to do that because this guy was a frequent speaker. He's a pastor, and he's guilty on. Let me tell you, Janice, you got a word for him, pervert. He met this young boy, I think 14 to 15 years old, in church, okay? And was texting, but anyway, he's in trouble. Lord help him, Jesus Christ. But anyway, this man here, remember reported on him, he gets 5 years in prison. I told you, don't mess with them puppies and them animals and them kittens and them cats. Remember we reported on him killing his up in J, I believe it was up in J, that he killed his girlfriend kitten, and so he received a maximum of 5 years in prison for torturing and killing his girlfriend kitten. Okay, so you're in trouble, Bubba. Bubba's in trouble. All right, let's move on to the next story. Man charged with the shooting of 16-year-old in Montclair. Remember, we reported that story about a week or so ago, and this is the man that is charged with shooting that 16-year-old. So now he's in custody as well. Okay. I did talk about the go-kart. I did talk about that, right? I did talk about the go-kart incident. Let me move on. I don't know why I got it in there twice, but we talked about they're looking for information about the individual information trying to find that go-kart. A young man, this guy is 14 years old, folks. 14 years old. Is charged with 2 armed robberies at the convenience store. Okay, can you believe that? 14 years old and charging and already robbing people at gunpoint. Okay, so he sits in the Escambia County Jail thinking about his actions right now. Okay, again, and just to follow up on this story that happened at the disturbance, if you will, that happened at the mall because this guy was acting psychotic and stuff like that, and people panic and but they found no gun on him, and he was no danger. He just having a mental episode. So hopefully he can get some help. Okay, hopefully he can get some help. This lady here was a former bookkeeper. Y'all remember we reported that story as well. She's gonna get 12 years for stealing over $1 million from her employer. Okay, she's getting 12 years, and she sits in Santa Rosa County Jail now. Her name is Susan Melissa Prince. Okay, and the old girl for stealing money. Sometimes it's just as easy to do right than it is to do wrong and walk free when you're doing right than to do wrong and lose your freedom. I hear Mr. Porter always say it is not for 2 things important to him, and I agree with him 100%. He said his health and his freedom is the 2 most important things. So why would one want to chance their freedom over an okie doke? Y'all know school is opening real soon here. Okay, we talked about it yesterday. And in Escambia County, I think it's going to be opening. The Escambia County School is going to be opening on the 12th. I learned that. It's on a Wednesday. I think whatever date it is. I don't know. I don't have any kids in school anymore. But when school is going to be open. I didn't know though. Yesterday, I learned something yesterday though. But in the state of Florida, there's a law in the state of Florida that they can't open schools before August the 10th. Okay, so they got a window that all the schools in the state of Florida has to be open, and that is open between August 10th through the 13th. Okay, the 10th through the 13th, and so I think Escambia County schools is going to be opening on the 12th. Now, they're going to have free and reduced lunches at those schools. So here's how you need to apply to help your family save. With today's economy, with this Trump administration, we're going to need all the help that we can get. Okay, so you might want to go ahead and apply for those school meals, if you will. All right, this guy here, Jason Limert, he was named as president and CEO of the Pensacola Sports Association. If you're into the local sports here, and then that name may sound familiar to you. Okay, they sound familiar to you. Let's get into some African American news that's happening around our country before we get Mr. Ellison Bennett on. this morning. Okay. This guy here, he passed. He's 35 years old. He has I'm assuming the Guinness World Record, being the tallest man in the world, and he lost his fight for life, and he was only like 35 years old. He passed. He was 7 feet something. I can't remember, but obviously he was taller than the tallest 7 feet person, whatever the inches might be. This lady here, Beth Sars, y'all, she died. You might not know who she is, but and that's what I want to bring you African American news. So if you didn't know, she's a sculptor, if you will. She's an artist, and she did some amazing things. I want you to check her. I want you to look her up. I want you to Google her. If you don't know who this lady is, we're doing some significant things. These are the kind of news that you're not going to get in the Pensacola News Journal or in your local news station. Okay, it's African American news. Now, this story I think made headline news yesterday. So I happened to see it we reported it last Friday in our African American news, but I've seen that ABC News picked it up yesterday. The wife of this Kansas City chief coach, she was shot by her son, okay, and everything. So if you're into sports, you're gonna know the name of this man. I'm not into sports, so I don't know. I didn't know this coach's name, but his wife was shot by their son and yesterday, so that made the news. So you keep up with that. Also, in black news, you stand by, Mr. Bennett. Okay. All right. I got Ellison standing by with the community news. Let me finish up the other black news here. If you're into women's sports, Caitlin Collins' nemesis, Mrs. Shannon Carter, was forced out of the NBA for a second time in a year over, some comments. So you need to check that. You need to check that out as well. All righty. This lady, another story in African American news where this lady gets out of an Uber, y'all. She didn't have time to get out the car while a racing Dodge came by, and she was thrown into the car, and she was hit and was killed by a speeding car. So that's something that you're probably not going to hear about. Stephen A. Smith, he Trump always try to weigh in on every damn thing he ain't got no business weighing in on. So Stephen A. Smith called Trump disgusting and trifling and everything when Trump made a remark about LeBron James. So you need to catch up on that in African American news as well. Also in national news, Trump, he wants this Save American Act passed. He wants to keep the Senate in session till they do. I don't think he can have a snowball chance in hell of getting that done. Not this session, but we'll see. Okay, the Ohio governor, he's criticizing Trump on his foul comments again about plans to deport those Haitian immigrants that been working legally in this country. So Trump needs to go. He just needs absolutely to go. Because the economy is tanking, foreclosures are on the rise. In 2026, we've seen more foreclosures now than we have ever seen before. All right. The Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch, they talked about this Christian nationalism. And so Gorsuch is trying to distance himself away from that. So read about that story. This is national stories, okay? The Democrat, and also they're charged with trying to dirty up the mayor of New York, by calling him socialist and not social, but communist and everything. And so even I think some of the Democrats are falling for this okie doke, what did they say about House divided itself cannot stand, and that's what they're doing now. They divide and conquer. Democrats don't fall for this stuff. We got a big tent. We got We got room for socialists. We got room for moderate. We got room for everybody under the Democratic Party. So don't let these Republicans and these MAGA folks divide us. We need to stay strong, particularly now, because we need to make sure that we win back the House and the Senate so we can bring this country back into control. Marie Superior, what's her name? This lady that Lexter, Hawaiian, Janine Puriel, she's saying that $800 million is going to be returned to the victim as a DC scam that they uncovered there. So keeping eyes on that story, and also look at what's happening with our economy. They said inflation is rising. The Feds is trying to make a decision on what they are going to do with these interest rates. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here for that news this morning. I want to try to get over to my buddy, Mr. Community here, and Ellison, I want to try to put you in over. Let me see if I can get you connected. I got Ellison Bennett, y'all, Mr. Community. I'm trying to connect him here so that I can see here. Hang on, Ellison. I'm trying to get you connected here. Bluetooth. Well, let's see here. And all right, I may let me see if I got you connected at all, Ellison. Good morning. All right, got you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Vernon.
All right, go ahead with your report.
Well, we got a lot going. I just want the community as a whole to realize we are suffering from a mental health crisis. When you got young men, 14, 15, 16 years old, that's shooting each other, robbing places, it is not funny. It is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. And you have to address these issues when these children are younger than in their pre-teens. Unfortunately, people seem to shy away from mental health. They don't want to talk about it, even though they know some of these children need medical attention early on in their life. I saw where there was a club, people out entertaining themselves, 2 a.m. in the morning, deputies show up. I could tell people, you're never going to win your battle on the street fighting a deputy. Battery on a law enforcement officer is a serious felony. You're probably going to get some time in prison for fighting a law enforcement officer. I saw the video. I'm not in agreement with the punches that I saw the deputy hit this gentleman 3, 4, 5, 6 times while he's on the ground. But you don't put yourself in that situation. I thank God he wasn't shot. He was definitely resisting arrest. We just facing some difficult days where people don't realize if a law enforcement officer show up, just comply. Save yourself a lot of pain, time, money, because you go before a judge, they're always going to side with law enforcement. That is a fact. And if anyone don't think that is true, they need to go to some of these court proceedings, and then if a law enforcement officer show up and say, well, this guy did this guy did that, they're going to say it's justifiable, the behavior of the law enforcement officer. That is just the climate in which we live. More importantly, we will be voting starting next week. We've been begging people for years now. We've been begging people recently before August so they could check their voting status, be prepared to vote, and don't buy into the theory that your vote doesn't matter. It does. It does. It's so important that we as a people be involved in the electoral process. You got people running for mayor's office, school board, state representatives, and we just need to be involved. Anything we can do to vote the Trump administration out of power. Everybody in America, they know the truth. His approval rating is 34%, the lowest that it have been with any president over the last 10 or more years. And people just accept his childish behavior. He went to in Detroit and was supposed to be going to give a speech to bail out the auto industry. And, he got up and said, I've done more for you than your mother had. That is just stupid. The guy is a con man. He's a liar. He's a racist. I'm going to keep saying it. I know people don't like to hear me say that, but prove me wrong. Every black officer that was in a position of authority because of Trump and Pete Hegseth have been removed or have been forced to retire from office. That is just the truth. And it's time that we, as a people, nationwide, stand unified together and say, okay, no more lies. We're not dealing with your racism. It's time for this Trump administration to go. This country is divided because the person that sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is a racist and a liar. That is what he is. I wanna commend the work that Jill and the people are doing in Santa Rosa, Opelousas County. It is just so many people, Vernon, with boots on the ground, doing all they can to educate the voters so we can be a vital part of electing people who care about the general public and not just putting money in their own pockets for whatever reason they feel like working people should not be represented, and that is totally crazy. There have been several back-to-school giveaways, book bags and meals and clothes, and want to thank those different agencies in Escambia County that have been very gracious, making sure that children are ready, prepared to go back to school. We just have to address the violence. I saw where the guy, I don't know what his nationality is. He looks like either he might be from Mexico or Puerto Rico or whatever, that shot what I was told, a 16-year-old in the back. Early morning, the young man didn't die, the 16-year-old. But we have to be vigilant about where our teenagers are. I'm in full agreement with this curfew that the city will be rolling out, because if the parents are not taking responsibility, it is up to the governing bodies, whether it's the city, county, state, to do something to try to curtail the violence that's been going on for too long in our community. Not only this year, but years. I can look at Mobile. They got an ordinance. If you're walking in public with your pants down, showing your underwear, you are given a citation the first time. Second time, you're going to have to pay a fine. I would love to see the same thing in Escambia County. It is the climate in which we live. We must motivate people to do better. The most important thing that we can do as a people is vote. 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 By now, everybody ought to know their voting status. There should be no question where you're going to vote. Because of Fricker Center being under construction, those people who was in a predominantly black precinct now would be voting at the library downtown on Spring Street. So I know it's a lot of people listening to your program. They was wondering, well, where we go and vote now? That information should have been given out already. I was told about a month ago that the Supervisor Elections Office was going to mail out information as to where people would be voting that normally would vote at Fricker Center. There was another couple of changes. Macedonia for a long time was a voting precinct, and I believe they have changed that to St. John Divine. But, hey, if you got any questions, call 850-595-3900, and they will be more than glad to tell you where your precinct, once you give them a little information, and where you vote at. Don't let nothing deter you from voting. I want to see Escambia County in record numbers during this midterm season. You got primaries first, and then you have your general election in November. I want to see record numbers making a difference in this county. Don't sit back and listen to people telling you your vote doesn't matter, especially with our young. If you 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, those is the voting bloc that is not voting, Vernon. And they need to understand you are governed by the laws of the land. And if you don't think it's important enough to vote your interests, this generation X or whatever they want to call it will see that they are going to be finding some difficult days ahead because their refusal to get involved in the voting process. Too many people died for the right to vote. Too many people was beaten and bruised and battered for a right to vote. So I make an appeal to everybody, especially our young people your age, my age, Vernon. We always get involved in the voting process, but it's our young people between the age of 18 and 26 that are not voting. And that's a fact. They need to get involved. No one want to take away them going out, having a good time if that's what they want to do on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night. But again, once you have a confrontation with law enforcement, you're not winning. You're not going to win on the street. You're not going to win in the courtroom. Don't put yourself in that position because you're going to end up bruised up or shot or have to pay some money out talking about you're going to sue the county or the city or whatever. It ain't happening. The court's always going to side on the side of law enforcement. This really ridiculous takeover that's been going on all over the United States. You can't take nothing over. You don't own it. We must educate our young people to do better. To do better. So I want to thank you, Vern, for this time. I want to send our condolences out. But several people have passed away in the last couple of weeks, and certainly I know they'll be funeralizing John Gerald's this coming week, and it is just, as a community, we must be focused upon positive things so our children will be focused on positive things.
Yeah. Ellison, can you hear me? Ellison?
Vernon, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I wanted to comment on something you said. We had the superintendent of election on yesterday and about the changes, the permanent changes and the temporary changes for the voting. So he cleared a lot of things up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he came to Movement for Change meeting last month, and he spelled out the permanent changes. Here's the good thing, Vernon. In Escambia County, nothing will change before January of 2027. So people don't need to panic. Nothing he said. No changes. We know that the voting precinct at Fricker, because it's under construction. We know that the precinct that was at Macedonia is now moved over to St. John Divine. But again, call 850-595-3900. And Vernon, I just want to say this before signing off. I got a call from a lady, and her name is Mrs. Hill. She's in a Habitat house, and I don't know all the circumstances, but they told her back in 2024 that she owed a back payment of $2,900. She have offered Habitat $1,000, and they told her, well, that's not good enough. We still going to put it in foreclosure if she don't come up with the $2,900 by this coming Friday. I want to make an appeal. Anybody that know how this senior citizen to get some help. She's not trying to shy away from anything. I feel whatever loaning institution, if she offered them $1,000, why not take that and work out something with this lady so she will not lose her home? If anyone wants her number, they can call me at 850-207-8483, 850-207-8483. I think Habitat, I know there's been a lot of changes, but I'm just appalled at the fact that nobody is willing on that side of business dealings. I'm talking about Habitat for Humanity would not work out a plan with this lady so she would not lose her home.
Yeah. If they wanted to help Ellison, can they get a hold of you and see if maybe somebody wanted to donate whatever. Can they contact you?
Yes, sir. Again, 850-207-8483. 850-207-8483. I'm going to donate to her because it could be my mother or my aunt, my grandmother, or my sister or my brother or somebody. So I'm going to call her today and I'm going to donate to her because my heart really aches for, we don't know her situation. I don't know how they came up with the fact that she was $2,900 behind. I know she mentioned the year 2024. In Escambia, we have the resources to help people who might be going through whatever crisis. So hopefully people listening say, hey, let's get together and help this lady.
Okay. Maybe you can get somebody that might can help her set up a GoFundMe account and stuff like that. That help her. We don't want to see senior citizens put out on the street. We'll do whatever we can.
Thank you so much, Vern. I want to tell the public, go vote, vote, vote. Take 5, 10 people with you. Let's have a massive number of people going to the polls. Thank you much. Have a wonderful day.
All right, Ellison. Thank you. All righty, y'all. That's Mr. Ellison Bennett, y'all. Mr. Community. He's going to be keeping us up on what's happening in our community. Jill Daggs is supposed to be joining me. I'm surprised she hadn't tuned in this morning. Jill, she usually keeps us informed on what's going on in Okaloosa County this morning, in Okaloosa and Santa Rosa County. But at 8 o'clock time frame, Charles Thornton hopefully will be popping in here just a few minutes. He's going to be my guest this morning. We're going to talk about some things as we go along here. And at 8:30 time frame, we're supposed to have a special guest. I don't know whether that is going to materialize or not. I guess I better get Mr. Ellison off there and put me back on here. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Okay, stay tuned.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
I'm Robert Bender, your Escambia County Supervisor of Elections. The August election is underway, and this ballot includes elected positions and issues that affect every citizen in Escambia County. Election day is August 18th, and you have 3 convenient ways to vote. You can request a vote by mail ballot and return it by mail or at any early voting site, vote early August 8th through 15th, or you can vote at your assigned polling place on Election Day. As we celebrate the 250th anniversary of our nation, your vote matters more than ever.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric W. Shorter, and I'm running for mayor. As a true son of Pensacola and a product of multiple generations of public servants in this city, I know what it means to serve. The spirit of servitude led me to serve our country, the world, and now I'm here to serve Pensacola. My goals are simple. I want to create vertical economic initiatives, which translates to good-paying jobs. Affordability. I want to address the housing affordability crisis. Neighborhood revitalization. Something as simple as the addition of a sidewalk, a street light, or a park renovation goes a long ways with improving Pensacola residents' quality of life. Education reformation. I want to ensure that our children and young adults are prepared to meet today's demanding job market. Citywide opportunity is possible, and I'm not guessing. I'm positive. Vote for me, the positive choice.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supportive environment where students grow academically and personally. Through strong core instruction and unique programs, students build confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. Enroll your child today and join us as Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy celebrates 25 years of serving the Pensacola community.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from, it's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Pen Air for 90 years. Pen Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Getson on your WBQP.
This is J.O. Gatson on this Wednesday. As a matter of fact, this is our wonderful Wednesday, where we come before the Lord and sacred words of prayer, just bless him for his glory. Let us pray. Father God in heaven, we come on this wonderful Wednesday, dear God, to bless you and to worship you and to pray over our families and to pray over ourselves and to pray over those that we're connected to. And so, Father, we take it all in stride because you're God. You know us better than we know ourselves, dear God. So we're claiming this wonderful Wednesday to your glory and honor for the edification of your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. From morning.
Hello. I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community.
We're claiming this wonderful Wednesday to your glory and honor for the edification of your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hello. I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekly weather forecast. We start the week with plenty of sunshine before rain chances increase during the second half of the week. Monday will be mostly sunny with just a 20% chance of rain. It'll be a hot one with a high of 96 degrees and a warm overnight low of 78. Tuesday brings partly cloudy skies with another 20% chance of a passing shower. Afternoon temperatures once again reach 96 degrees with a low of 79. Wednesday, clouds increase along with the rain chances. Expect a 50% chance of showers, a high of 94 degrees, and a low of 78. Thursday stays mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of scattered showers. Highs cool slightly to 90 degrees with lows of 77. And we wrap up the week on Friday with cloudy skies and a 50% chance of afternoon showers. Look for a high of 91 degrees and a low of 77. Overall, the first half of the week will be hot and mostly dry, while the second half brings more clouds and better chances for scattered showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast for WBQP TV.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric W. Shorter, and I'm running for mayor. As a true son of Pensacola and a product of multiple generations of public servants in this city, I know what it means to serve. The spirit of servitude led me to serve our country, the world, and now I'm here to serve Pensacola. My goals are simple. I want to create vertical economic initiatives, which translates to good-paying jobs. Affordability. I want to address the housing affordability crisis. Neighborhood revitalization. Something as simple as the addition of a sidewalk, a street light, or a park renovation goes a long ways with improving Pensacola residents' quality of life. Education reformation. I want to ensure that our children and young adults are prepared to meet today's demanding job market. Citywide opportunity is possible, and I'm not guessing. I'm positive. Vote for me, the positive choice.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. It's Morning with Vernon this morning. I got my sidekick on this morning at 8 a.m. It's Mr. Charles D. Thornton. Good morning, Mr. Charles D. Thornton.
Good morning, Mr. Vernon. I am so glad to be here with you this morning. I always look forward to Wednesday morning.
Yeah, you told me you couldn't get me this morning. You trying to look at me over the air this morning on Channel 12 or what?
No. I was in the morning time while I'm getting ready. I listened to you on my. I have my phone. I have my phone, and I'm watching the app. So okay. I couldn't get the app going, but eventually I got it going. All you had to do was say the word, and it was magic.
Yeah, sometimes, Charles, I have to keep my eyes on things. I got these computers. And my mama used to always say, these computers gonna be the death of us. Okay.
All of us.
Yeah, I got Mr. Ernest Stanberry calling, but I have to tell him I'll have to call him back. But anyway, these computers glitch sometimes, Charles, and that computer that you listen to it on the phone, for whatever reason, it goes in and out. Now, let me tell you what Mr. Porter says, okay? Mr. Porter says because I talked so bad about your president, he said that he having the FCC to let me respond. He said he had the FCC to have me cut off.
We wouldn't do that, Vernon. We believe in free speech as long as we can have our say. You know, as long as nobody cut us out, we're gonna let everybody talk. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a good man, Vernon. He's a good man, doing the best he can.
Yeah. Do you know Mr. Ernest Stanberry?
I know Mr. Ernest Stanberry. I spent time with Mr. Stanberry. We struggled together. I've gone down to the back during the day. I've gone down to the county commissioner's office and spoke to the county attorney on Mr. Stanberry's behalf. I put a lot of work in with Mr. Stanberry, trying to help him out when he was having some problems with the drainage out there. Yeah. So I've been on the front end of a lot of challenges in this community. Ernest Stanberry is one, many other people that I won't even give their name out. I fought for him in the struggle of life. Yes.
Okay. He's been calling me several times. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the phone and see what's going on in Mr. Stanberry's life this morning. Mr. Ernest Stanberry, good morning. Mr. Stanberry, I'm on the air right now. I'm on the air with Mr. Charles D. Thornton this morning, and you say you need to see Mr. Charles D. Thornton. All right, hold on just a minute. You're probably not going to be able to get him on this morning. Mr. Stanberry, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Stanberry?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, Charles, are you able to hear Mr. Stanberry?
I heard him just briefly.
Okay. Vernon, did you get the information from your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have time to look at it, Mr. Stanberry.
Okay, all right then. Okay.
But we're on the air right now, Mr. Stanberry.
Okay, all right then. Right.
When we got Mr. Charles D. Thornton on.
Okay.
You got a few things for us for there?
Yeah. Otherwise, you got time for everything I'm doing. I'm doing worldwide counselor a foundation raising throughout the world.
Okay, can you talk to us about that?
Well, see, my music is worldwide, my books are international. So I'm starting through my own company, which is ES Productions, Pensacola, Florida. I'm sponsoring a fundraiser for all kinds of patients throughout the world, worldwide.
Okay. And have your book been?
It's already in focus.
Have you released your book?
Oh yeah, my book is 5 stars. I just got like $1 million contract. My book be made into a movie, Vernon.
Okay. When the movie gonna get released?
I don't know. It's in process now. I have a problem with my agency, but it's already in process.
Okay. Charles, you got something from Mr. Stanberry before you go?
No, but Ernest, you don't mind if
I can't hear.
Okay. He probably not gonna hear because he's calling on the phone. Charles, I can relay his message to you.
You tell Charles call me at this number. I want to discuss something with him.
Okay, Charles, he just asked me to pass on to you. You probably can hear him, but he can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm having some issues, man. He said, I'll tell you when you come because it's very serious what I'm dealing with, man.
It's Ernest normally calls me, Vernon, when he has it.
So you know where I live? I need you to see what I'm talking about.
All right.
Okay.
He can't hear you, but he'll pass it on. He said he'll call you, okay?
Okay, then great. Okay, Vernon. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Vernon.
Okay, Charles.
Yeah, I was gonna say when Ernest called, it's not to talk about music. It's probably to talk about some issues and challenges that he's having, or for some reason he get me mixed up with Ellison Bennett.
He told me to tell you to give him a call. Okay.
Okay, I'll give him a call. He probably having some problems or something, and we'll pick up the phone and do the best we can.
Okay. All righty then. Well, how things been going with you, Charles?
I've been pretty busy, Vernon. Living life, busy working. I went to a candidates debate last night, Friday night, Saturday night. I was at the Singer Theater for Peter Richardson.
How did that go, Charles, at the Singer Theater? I saw you. I saw some photos of you there at the Singer Theater. How did that all go with the? That was Keela there, right?
Yeah, Keela. Yeah, it went well, Vernon. It went well. She put on an excellent show. We had a couple other guests to perform, and it really went well. And I got a chance to see her, and I'm a big, I'm a fan. I couldn't go downtown to see her because my doctor don't want me waiting in line too long. Wherever I go, I have to kind of get to the head of the line.
I know you're the man about town, so I thought you had a head of the line privilege card.
Well, I do, and if I don't have one, I probably won't show up.
Hey, Charles.
That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Charles. You know what my thought went back to, right?
The barber shop.
So you have had that head of line privilege card for a long time, Charles.
The fellas say I wanted to get to the head of the line at the barber shop.
Yeah, at the barber shop. Yeah, you remember the incident at the barber shop?
Well, if you don't think somewhat modestly of yourself, then you can imagine what others think. And so, at least I have to get a good opinion from somebody, so I get it for myself. That's who I am, Vernon.
yeah, that is for sure, Charles.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about Mr. Soto office.
you know that thought ran in my mind too. But I talked to John Soto not so long ago, and John is doing okay. And he's doing at our age, he's always had some health struggles, but apparently last time I talked to him, he has done better than I had talked to him the last time before. So, but he got some challenges he's going through.
He was a good man, Vernon. He shared his office with me, and you guys got a little jealous of that.
So we ain't go there. But I thought about we had some good times out at NAS, but I was listening at the news one day about they were giving a highlight about this raccoon that they had to pull out of the ceiling. Okay. And everything. And that harked back to the story that remember that time that I don't know, were you in Germany then? I don't know. Remember the
I
raccoon?
May have been in Germany.
You might have been in Germany then. But a raccoon was up in John's office there, up in the ceiling, right? And he kind of fell through the ceiling. And he actually, and you talking about a big man getting out of there, John got the hell out of there. But that raccoon trying to get in and out of that area, tore that office up. I'm telling you, he was a big raccoon. Had his whole family up there too. But they were trying to trap him and everything. And they actually destroyed that office for some reason. But that's what I kind of reminded me. That they got a raccoon now going online called Jiminy or something like that. It's kind of a deformed kind of return.
Yeah, he deformed. Yeah, deformed. That deformed. He's a star. Yeah.
He's a star. Yeah.
He deformed. He get more hits than Beyonce.
Yeah. And I was looking at another story yesterday about this squirrel. They had the Major League Baseball game going on where the squirrel was out on the, was trying to capture this black, he was a black, I never seen a black squirrel, Charles, but this was a black squirrel, and he was out on the field, and they were trying to capture this. I don't know, why did you just leave him alone? He was just trying to enjoy the baseball game, but then they had to stop the game and try to capture this little squirrel. You didn't see that?
I know we got other stuff to talk about. It kind of remind me of the time when Mike Pence and Kamala, I think it was Kamala Harris or somebody, and the fly kept coming over his head. You remember that, Vernon?
Yeah.
Right. I said, did they do that to that man on purpose? But it was a national debate, and that doggone fly wouldn't let it.
Sure did. It sure did. I remember that. And Charles, I was looking at an episode of Judge Judy. She had the same issue one time, but the fly wasn't on the head, but the fly was back there behind her shoulder there. He was just, I guess the fly must have known he was on television, because that fly put on a show back there, and you couldn't focus on what she was saying based on looking at that big. It was a big old, look like a horse size. You know what a horse fly is, Charles?
I know what a horse fly is. Yeah. I know what a horse
big fly.
And you wonder how they get inside those venues, but those are just some of the comical things that we see. I'm glad to know John doing well. Tell him I said hi the next time you talk to him.
I will, Charles. But anyway, those are the good old things. So what is going on in and around the community here, Charles?
Well, as far as the community goes, let's see.
Let's talk about a tribute to why you're looking at. Let's talk about a tribute to John Gerald. How well did you know John? John Gerald was our former city councilor. Let's talk about him for a minute.
I knew John Gerald pretty well. He was a good man. He had a higher opinion of himself than I did. So that he was a really a good man. He not only served, he was an educator as well. He spent time in the school system. The last time my son worked for Juiceum, he was over at George Stone. He was doing something over at George Stone. He was city councilman for quite a while. And when we had one of our council members pass away, John was actually temporarily appointed to that position until someone replaced him. John actually,
I think John served about 12 years in his own right?
Yeah. He
was a long time on the city council.
He was active with Movement for Change. He was active with the NAACP, and back during that time, those were the years when civil rights organization was really doing the work of some of the civil rights organization. I just don't get to see that much output now. I see the dinners and stuff, but John Gerald was a good man. He's a historical figure in Pensacola because he was on the city council for quite a while. I'm trying to think who was back there with him. I think, what's her name? She ran for mayor. He was there. You know her, Vernon. You know her. She go to my church. Jewel Canada Wynn.
Oh yeah, Jewel Canada Wynn. Okay.
Him and Jewel Canada Wynn served for quite a while, because at one time I think we had 2 seats, and he had one and Jewel had one, and then eventually they added another seat on the redistricting. So we got 3 seats. But he was a good person. He loved his church. He loved his pastor.
What church was he's a member of, Charles? Do you remember?
It's right over there off of 12th Avenue. It was a voting precinct, right? You know where 12th and Fairfield is, and you move up. There's a church. 12th, not 12th, but 9th Avenue. You know, 9th and Fairfield. 9th and Fairfield. There's a cleaner there. There's a barber shop. There's a barber school. It used to be a drugstore there, and I can't get the name of that church, but he was a member of that church for a long time. We use the church as a voting precinct. I believe we still use it to this day, but I don't want to get a wrong name out. He was active in his church, and he was in his own rights, he was a leader in the community, and he was John Gerald, and if he had something to say, he was going to say it.
Yeah,
he had something to say, he was going to say it. If he would support you, and if he felt like you needed support, but when you got his support, you had to get his, you had to get that conversation. You had to get the John Gerald speech, and don't ask him what to do this week if he told you what to do last week and you didn't do that. So when you come to him the second time, make sure you have done what you told him, what he asked you to do the first time.
Yeah,
and just good. He was a good leader, and he was solid.
Yeah. John. And condolence to John's family and everything, but folks that probably didn't. I don't know very many folks in Pensacola that probably did not know John, Charles, but John, he served in the Pensacola City Council from the year 2000 to 2012, and then he was reappointed again in 2019 to fill. I forgot whose slot that he filled.
It was Wingate, Gerald Wingate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Gerald Wingate's slot that he did back in 2019. He also served as the deputy mayor.
He sure did. I remember that. That, and they used to call him deputy mayor. And he took that literally. He really did. He took that. Literally, he took it, and we've had some good folks in the fight, and I keep looking around for the new leadership and for the new folks who's going to stand up and carry that torch. I think eventually we're probably ready for them to come outside the incubator and start carrying the mantle, because a lot of the old timers are dying off, and that's a natural thing. That's the way God wanted. And at some point in time, it'll be, you look around and Charles will be gone, Ellison, Vernon. We all, and what God done, He wants us, in order for our community to sustain itself. I say to the young folks, when you get into a leadership position, don't just get in them for the title. It's always nice to have a title, but you got to get in for the work. And you can tell when a person get in for the title, because when the title won't get you what you want, because you have an agenda besides your people or the objective. We need future John Geralds. We need future people. We need future leaders who's actually going to not be afraid to throw a rock and hide their hand. And that's what we're missing now. We're missing folks who had the ability to go in and articulate and came from the heart, not so much for picking and choosing words, but coming from the heart to be able to do it in a respectful way.
Yeah. Hey, Charles, Janet just texted me and says that the name of that church we couldn't think of, or where these two old men can't think of, was Macedonia. Macedonia.
That's it. Yeah. and I remember the pastor there. Yeah, Macedonia. Yeah. You're right. It's a precinct, Macedonia. Macedonia. But John was a good guy, and he served alongside Jewel Canada Wynn, and then we brought in the other person, and he was very active with young folks. One thing about John, he almost forced you to listen to him. And a lot of times you didn't always agree with him. And it wasn't so much of what John said sometimes. It was the way he presented it. He didn't sugarcoat it. He just gave it what it is. And that's why you say some folks may not have liked him. It's always there's some folks who can deliver a message a certain way, but John just gave it to you. He just gave it to you.
Yeah, John was John. So and that's what that's what I liked about John. And I like, and that's what I like about you, Charles. You who you are. You original. You who you are. You don't try to hide who you are or anything like that. Some people like to have a facade in their lives. They show a public face, but then they got a private
Behind the
face
scenes.
behind the scenes that's real, but the public face is not as real. So I like real people. And John was one of those people that kept it real. Okay, and
he kept it real.
He kept it real.
He really did. He just didn't. He didn't sugarcoat it. And I know there's a better word to use than sugarcoat, but he just told it the way he felt it should be, and either you listen and participate in that, or you get the H out of the way. You just either you talk to him or you get that out of the way. We're gonna miss him. I don't know. Do we have anything on his homeborn celebration, on his celebration?
I don't know. Yeah, Charles. I don't know. I had it at one time, but I don't know what exactly what it is. Let me bring it up here, because I got it. I think he's at Joe's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe I got the information here. I just have to pull it up here for a minute. And I didn't, another thing I learned about John, people, you think you know people, but his name was his government name was Johnny. Did you know that? And we just called him John.
Oh, his name was Johnny?
Johnny, yeah, his name is Johnny Gerald. Johnny Gerald, yeah. He I'm looking at the information now. The visitation is going to be on August the 6th, okay. At Joe Morris. And the wake going to be, that's going to be Thursday, August 6th. Also, the wake is the same time. The visitation is going to be from 1 to 6 at Joe Morris. The wake is going to be from 6 to 7 at Joe Morris. And then the celebration of life service is going to be on Friday, August the 7th at Macedonia, which is, like you said, at 3802 North 9th Avenue and everything. So they're going to intern him over at Hold Across over at Hold Across there, okay?
Like I was saying earlier, we really need some of the young leaders, and they may be doing the work. I may just not know about it. Some of the young leaders.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was a subject we're going to talk about, Pensacola, and talk about America, okay? So we got a little time today, just me and you today, okay?
Okay.
Young leaders, people that passing the baton, okay? And Charles, we see every day, and I don't know how you feel about it, but up in Washington, we got all these old fogies up there, okay? We ought to interject some really young blood into our political future. And as far as the Black community is concerned, I see the lack of leadership in the Black community. I see the lack of leadership in the Democratic Party. And I see a lack of leadership in terms of our future, our young people. And how do you feel about term limits on people, on these politicians when they get in office? Like, for an example, Chuck Grassley, for an example, 95 years old. Come on now. And all these old folks that's in these offices, a whole bunch of them is over 80 in this country. So what are your thoughts on that? Experience is one thing, okay? But ideas and innovation is another thing. Sometimes we get locked into our old way of thinking, our mindsets, and we don't want to change sometimes, where we got to get left because these young people have different generations, different ideas. I think they should be represented. What are your opinion on that?
I think that after a person, I think experience only count for so much. After you get, you worked in human resources, when they look at paper, you can sometimes somebody say, I got 15, 20 years experience, 30 years experience. After I say, once you get 4, 5, 6, 8 years experience, you just, it's all experience, things that can, because that experience changed, the whole process changed. And that's what happened on the Titanic. I watched that movie, The Titanic, and it said, the guy say, the captain of the ship had about 35 years of experience working, and that 35 years experience was actually working against him. That's why the ship went down, because he had so much experience that he relied on experience instead of actually what was happening, and he didn't go around the iceberg. So I just think that should be a term limit, and I think at that time you should bring someone else in, either maybe more than one person that you can groom. I like to surround myself with young people. A lot of times I say that the tireder I get, the more some of the other folks are working, because I know I can't do everything. So I pass it out, and I just oversee it, and that's what we got. Your name don't always have to be on the marquee. You got to train someone else. That way, that would be your legacy. Your legacy is what you've done in addition to what you left behind.
Right.
Continue that work, because if the work, if the struggle, if whatever you're doing, if that passed away with you, then we enjoyed it while you was living, but we want that work to continue. And the only way it continues, you got to have someone else to carry the torch. And I don't know whether it's the young people not willing to step in, the older folks not having confidence in the younger folks. It have to be a meeting on both ends. And that's why they say it's all our skills, talent is draining off, because a lot of times the younger folks, now there are some places and in some fields, there are young folks stepping up and doing some things, but each generation always worry about the next generation. Like now, our parents worried about us, whether or not we would do anything, and they went out of the way to make sure we had it, and we're trying to do so. It's a little bit harder now, Vernon, because of what we went through. We don't use that same discipline, and we don't put our young folks, our children and grandchildren, do that same thing. So
I support a term limit, an age limit on politicians, and I also support term limits on politicians. But let me ask you this, Charles. I know when you and I was growing up.
Let me say this, Ron. We have got Mitch McConnell right now. We got Mitch McConnell. He's in Kentucky, and we haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Now I'm selfish when it comes to Mitch McConnell, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm speaking as a Republican, and now I'm speaking as a Republican, because should we have Mitch resign, we have a Democratic governor there in the state of Kentucky. Now, any other, if we had a Republican governor, Mitch probably would have resigned, and that would mess up our numbers.
Right.
In the Senate.
Exactly.
So sometimes politics get in the middle. So we're carrying Mitch as long as we can.
Why don't y'all just carry him down to Boot Hill?
Huh?
Why don't y'all just carry him down to Boot Hill? Charles, let me ask you this: is it? I'm glad you brought
we
that
got to
up.
replace them. We're going to have to replace them.
I know. You know, we know what the deal is. We know that if you get rid of Mitch, that Democratic governor is going to appoint somebody he wants to replace him, so that's going to really mess up your numbers. But let me ask you this: do you talking about politics? And I learned this word from you years ago. You said Vernon is because you always been politically in tune, but you always said Vernon that they got politics and then they got politics. Okay, now so I learned. I think y'all playing politics. Mitch might be already dead, and I wouldn't put it past y'all party. Y'all play some dirty. Y'all play some dirty politics sometimes, y'all. Y'all really do. And Mitch McConnell been playing dirty politics all of his life. But I wouldn't be surprised that Mitch died months ago, and they hiding the fact that his death because they know that he going to be replaced by a Democratic governor. So they trying to hold on. How long you think they can? How long you think they can hold on and hide his death, Charles?
Well, we would love to hold on until November.
Okay.
After the election.
Is he running? Is he up to?
No, I think somebody's running for his seat. So
somebody running. Okay, because he's gonna be out anyway, right?
That way we can.
It wouldn't. But okay, but you're only talking about the governor. Even if Mitch is dead as they say he is, I don't know whether he is or not. But he all I know he's missing in action. If he were, let's assume for a minute, if Mitch McConnell passed on, and then Governor whatever his name is up in Kentucky replaced him.
Bashir, I think his name is Bashir.
But Bashir. But it's only good for several months. It's only good until I guess it'd be good to the end of the year, right? Because the new office don't take place until January.
Until they take office again until January.
But how would that affect y'all numbers if that were to happen right now? But you're still in the majority. That one vote wouldn't matter, would it?
It sort of, because we don't always get. I think we probably have about 53, maybe. We probably got about.
But you got more of a margin. They got more of a margin in the Senate than you do in the House, right?
But we got some fence walkers. You know, we got Susan Collins. We got the lady out in Hawaii. We got a lady up there. We got a lady up there.
Stop. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Before we get to before you go out to Hawaii. Susan Collins. Let's stay up in the Northeast, up in Maine, okay? Susan Collins is is MAGA. She's not a fence walker. I mean, she's a fence talker, but she's not a fence walker. She's voted 95% of the time with Trump for Trump agenda. So how can y'all say she's a fence walker?
Because right now we're backing her 100% because we need her. And I'm thinking from a political standpoint, because there are sometimes she has bucked the system and voted the other way. It's that 5%. You
want to reach that 5%? Is that what it is?
It's that 5% that we're looking at. We need it. we need 100% of it. We need 99.5% to 100%.
You know what Wilson Pickett said? 99.5 won't do. You gotta have 100%.
Well, we need that because we got a couple of things we're trying to pass right now, and we can't.
Talking about like the SAVE Act.
What do you think? To say we trying to deal with the election integrity right now. You know, we trying to, and all the thing. One vote, one person. That's all the SAVE Act is. I don't know what everybody else is trying to make out of it. Just saying one vote, one person, show your ID. I never seen nothing like it.
Charles, let's talk about the SAVE Act. Okay, well, I don't know much about it because I don't read nothing y'all put out. Okay, so I'm real ignorant on it. But now, if they're trying to get, all I do know is that it's an attempt to do away with vote by mail. Okay, which Trump does himself. He's such an idiot, but he does it vote by mail, but they want to get rid of it. Now, what about, Charles? You were stationed overseas for a long time, okay? And then as a civilian, a lot of civilian people is overseas. And then there's a lot of military people overseas, American citizens, that has a right. And the only way they can vote is by mail. Now, why would they want to take that away?
Okay, listen to me, Brian. This is what we're trying to do. That we're not trying to take away the vote from individuals over. If you're overseas, then quite naturally you're going to be able to vote by mail. If you have a disability, you're going to be able to vote by mail. If you can articulate, or if you have a reason to vote by mail, we're just trying to say carte blanche. At some states, during past couple of election cycles, we're actually just mailing ballots out to people to vote, even if they didn't request them.
If that's the constitutional right, what's wrong with that?
Huh?
I mean, the voting is one of your constitutional rights. What's wrong with mailing it out to vote?
Not to folks who because it's hard to identify these folks. You're not sure. It allows for some shenanigans to go into the vote. You can have people that's out of town, out of state, out of this. Some folks may not even be American citizens, but they're voting. There are flaws in that system, Vernon. We want to be able to verify your vote based on your ID, your passport. We won't verify.
I had Robert Bender on yesterday, Charles, and we asked him about the vote by mail. He said every vote by mail is verified by ID and everything. So
was he a Republican or Democrat?
Robert Bender?
Oh yeah,
I think Robert Bender is a Republican.
Okay, yeah, okay,
right.
Okay. I didn't hear the name.
He's the supervisor. He supervised the election.
He's on the show. We have him on the Thornton Review today, so you should have that show by the weekend.
I lost your audio, Charles.
I
lost your audio.
Can you hear me now?
Like you down in the valley, down in the well, like you're yodeling in the canyon, Charles.
What about now?
There we go. Okay. You back.
Well,
you back
anyway, we have Robert Bender. He's doing the Thornton Review today. So that's
okay.
Yeah, he's doing, and so you'll be getting the show. You probably had the show in a few days, and he's a good guy. But Robert Bender, every vote by mail, because we have election integrity here in Escambia County. He can speak. He's speaking for his office. Robert, we had David Stafford. We've always had. You can't do that stuff and get away with it in Escambia County, Vernon. No, but there are some places there's some shenanigans going on. We had some stuff going on up.
Like what? Give me a case in point.
A case in point is
where the shenanigans went on.
Say, I'm just going to take it off the top of my head. I would have to research it because my memory's not that long. But just say a person vote by mail, then they come in and vote again. Or they vote by mail, but they're not even American citizen. You don't have to show. If someone fill out a ballot for someone else, somebody can fill out a ballot for someone else. There's so much built into.
But according to Robert Bender, all those IDs have to be verified.
Well, they do have to be verified, and they probably kicked out. But something, Vernon, the folks that vote by mail here, they probably put in to vote by mail, and Robert Bender runs a tight office. Robert is speaking for the Escambia County office. He wasn't. I get that. I don't think he was speaking on a national level.
No, he can only speak for. But I think it's symptomatic of national stuff, though. I can't imagine because I believe the laws are the same across the country, right?
No. And our government has put in place voter integrity. So here in the state of Florida, you're right. We count our votes, get our votes counted most of the time on the same night of the election. But every state, that that SAVE Act probably won't have that much impact on Escambia County. Maybe not the state of Florida, because because we're a free state. We make sure that we have integrity built in. But you look at some of the blue states, some of the Democratic states, and I hate to get into partisan politics, but I say to the people out there, I am a Republican, so I would, and I know, so I see a lot of things that happen because nothing matters unless your party wins. There have been some things that have happened in the past, and the Democrats has accused the Republicans of shenanigans with Bush v. Gore. They say the Republicans cheated and made Bush the president, and quite naturally,
they did. But we didn't fight it. But they did. But we didn't fight it.
And so, but when we say some stuff went on and Biden became president, nobody want to believe that. And when Trump wins.
But there was no question about Biden's numbers, though, Charles. There was no question about his numbers. He won fair and square and by enough margins that they couldn't question that. Now, when the Bush versus Gore back in 2000, Charles, a little shenanigan, and his brother was in office, and Florida was the tilting point, and but being all of that.
Okay, let me
Republican,
just say
the Democrat was genuinely enough to say, okay, I don't agree with this Bush, but we're going to for the country, we're going for the transfer of power, we're going to salute, and we'll get you the next time. That's the Democratic problem. They're trying to be too damn nice, Charles.
Here's the thing. You look at the numbers, but how did you get to the numbers? What the shenanigan went on not with the count, but the shenanigan went on with the actual numbers. You look at all these numbers, and that's what we're saying. How did you get this overwhelming amount of numbers? You don't look at the actual count, and the court's going to certify the numbers. What we're doing, we're saying behind the scenes. Yeah, you won by overwhelming, and man, and I don't want to get too deep. Man,
it's same. But I do understand what you're saying about that, Charles, because it ain't no way in hell you're gonna make me believe that Trump won fair and square by all the numbers that he won. You're right. I agree with you on that. Okay, I agree with you on that because that's the reason, Charles.
And that's politics.
For the first time, that's the first time in my life. I think Trump might be on to something. I think the system can be manipulated, and I think it was manipulated in his favor because he knows that, but he don't want to be manipulated against him on that. And I think that's probably the reason. This is my conspiracy theory. I think that's his reason for being against mail-in voting, because mail-in voting is much harder to manipulate than a computer. You can manipulate machines and computers and hack them and stuff like that. But that led me to believe, Charles, I never voted a day in my life by mail. I always vote in person. But this year, I decided that as I call it, an insurance policy, I ordered me a vote by mail thing just in case, okay? And I might end up voting by mail. Or either voting early. I don't usually vote early. I don't usually vote by mail. I usually like to show up on the day of, because I can see you sitting out there outside the precincts, Charles, rather than for your people that I get a chance to see you. But anyhow, this year, I think I'm going to vote by mail because if that'll stick it in Trump's face, that's my little dig for him. Okay. But anyhow, go ahead.
Okay.
You know me.
Can we agree to disagree on everything you just said?
Yeah, we can. Well, we can agree to disagree. As long as you admit that I'm right, we can agree to disagree. As long as you admit that I'm right, Charles?
Everybody. I remember this guy named Omar Neal. He used to say everyone had their own basis or whatever of their own truth. Each person has their own truth, each citizen, each party, but we're not doing anything to suppress the vote. We're not doing anything to give Trump.
No, how can you sit?
Only thing
How
we're
can you
doing
sit there? How can you sit there in good
election
conscience? How can you sit there in good conscience and say that? I know you a loyalist, and support, but y'all got no conscience. Can y'all sleep at night?
We what now?
Can y'all sleep at night?
Sleep well. Sleep well. We have we're trying to keep this country from going away in the handbasket.
Just like you just told me a while ago about Robert, because he's defending his office and likely what he should be, regardless of how he feels personally about anything. His job is to carry out the law. He's a good man. I like Robert. He's a good man. He made the only thing that's wrong with him. He's a Republican, but now.
But he's fair.
Just because, but he's fair. He's fair. He's taking his office literally. He doesn't let his politics rule his office. Okay, so and I respect that, and he's supposed to do that, just like you're doing. When you put on that Republican hat, you defend it to the death. Okay, when you put on your community hat, you defend it to death. So I don't begrudge that, but sometimes I do question. When y'all defending that stuff sometime, can you really in good conscience, do you actually believe that some of that stuff, Charles? Do y'all, I know you defend it, but do you actually believe it? Sometimes when we work for when we're working for the government, Charles, right?
Right.
And some of that dumbass stuff they had us to do, I had no choice because they paid me triple digit figures to do what the government tell me to do. I don't always agree with it. And just like anybody on any job,
Same here.
They're paying you to support their cause, okay? Not your cause, not anybody else's cause, but they paying you to push their cause and their policy. I understand that. And some of the things, Charles, and I want you to, I know this is like a little dagger to you on the dick, but sometimes you have to support your company. Do the name Darlene mean anything to you, Charles? But anyhow, but now you know what I mean about pushing your
good
position.
lady, a very good lady.
Don't mention no last name. Don't you dare mention no last name, Charles. But don't you know that I don't know whether you believe what you believe, but you had to do what you had to do. Okay.
I don't.
And
as a Republican, Vernon, I'm a Republican by choice.
Right.
Nobody paid me. Nobody this, that, and the other to become a Republican. I'm a Republican by choice because I feel like for us to and for myself, my people, my country, because I feel like to get to where we need to be, not just for us, but for future generations, we're going to have to do some things differently, with our budget, with our educational system, with our communities. And we've been voting Democrat. I don't say we, not me, but the community. A lot of in our community have been voting Democrat for a while, but we've been getting the same thing every 4 years. They say give us 4 more years. And the Republican Party has really been trying to do some things to make a difference. But what the Democrat Party always does, they always come up and throw race into the mix. Every time we do something good, there's a race issue out there, and everything.
You know why that, Charles?
Why is that?
Because it is.
Everything is not about race. Some things
only 99, 44, 100%. Okay, I give you that 0.5%, Charles. Not about race.
But a lot of stuff is seeking self-help, and once you get that self-help don't mean that we're going to do the job for you.
Well, Charles.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me tell you. I know y'all say that, but Dr. King once said, I know you're talking about telling folk to pull themselves up by the bootstrap and all that kind of stuff.
I didn't say that.
You know what Dr. King said about that, right? How in the hell are you going to tell a bootless man to pull himself up by his bootstrap. He ain't got no boots.
But why are we still singing the same song that we were singing 50, 60, 100 years ago? Have we not made any progress?
Oh, the Republican people.
No, the Republicans haven't been in charge that long. The Democrat Party is the party of slavery, the Ku Klux Klan, part of injustice, the party of all of it. It's the Democrat Party. Look at the history of the party. I mind you, some changes, some things occurred during the 40s and 50s under Roosevelt and Kennedy and Truman, and we became more Democrat. But we just have a different philosophy. But most of the time, nobody wants us to apply it.
But you do know, Charles, that you do know now. I don't disagree with you what you're saying, because black folks used to be Republicans because that was the party of Lincoln, right?
And we had our own
and then when the Democrats and the Dixiecrats, I agree with you. They did some horrible things. But you do know those same Democrats that were doing those horrible things turned Republican. Okay, when the Dixiecrat couldn't get their way, they became Republicans. Do you agree with that? And I think that's what y'all used to have a party. You used to have a party that was compassionate, but now I don't think so.
The whole thing back then with I know that guy out of Arizona and all of these folks was when Vernon. Once we came through that whole movement, I don't think Dr. King thing was so much for integration as it was for us becoming self-sufficient. We had stores. We had all kinds of businesses within our community during that struggle. But once they passed the civil rights law, it's a good law. I benefited from it. More people benefited. But the intent was to also give us the funding, the finance, not to enhance our businesses, not to do away with our businesses so we can go to the mall, go downtown, do this and do that. What we done, we took that as then that was an attack on family. That was the Democrat attack on family. Now we're going to give you this money, but you can't be together like a husband and a wife. You can't have that man there. He can come make the babies and leave. It's just so many restrictions was put on us behind that. But that was not the purpose of that whole movement. That whole movement was for equality. Not so much. There are two different schools of thought. There's the Booker T. Washington School of Thought. Then
W.E. Du Bois.
W.B. Du Bois. W.B. Du Bois. And W.B. Du Bois felt like everything was educational, to get an education. And Booker T was like, teach us how to work, how to make money, become business folks. He had a whole business thing going on around the country. And that's what happened. We got rid of all our stores. You remember the time we had our own drugstores, Jones Pharmacy, on Belmont in the Village. We had other stores. In each neighborhood had their little stores. But what happened? We quit turning over dollars in our community, and we started going to. That's what
we changed to open.
And that was by design. That was by design, Vernon. That whole we're gonna get. That was by design.
You ain't gonna get no argument about that. I agree with you on that. I think integration is the worst thing that happened to the black community. Okay. I really do believe integration is the worst thing that happened to the black community. I think what we were trying to achieve, Charles, is that we won't, as long as we had the same resources that our white counterpart had and equal stuff like that, we was okay being separate but equal, but the equal was never equal for black folks, okay? And then somebody decided they wanted to integrate it. Then we lost our community as part of the integration system. We did. We lost a lot, if you ask me. We lost a lot of independence. But if we were to design for equality as opposed to integration, then one of the things you said while ago, Charles, about the being Republicans and Democrats and the different styles. You know, when I went to college, Charles, and I learned about this country is a big tent, right? And this country is a pluralistic society in the United States of America. So there's room for everybody. Okay, we could have people different opinions and different resources and stuff like that, because there's no single way. In my opinion, there's no single way, majority way of doing anything. I think what makes anything great, just like leadership, you learn this in your leadership class when you went to UWF and in the schools that you graduated from, Charles. They tell me a trait of a good leader. You can have an autocratic style of leadership. Okay, you can have a democratic style of leadership. You can have a laissez-faire type of style of leadership. So what form is the best form? Well, experts tell you all of them, in order to be a good leader, we have to have all those forms of leadership. Because if I always was autocratic, I'm not going to always get results. If I'm always democratic, we're not going to get results. If I'm always don't give a crap, we're not going to get anything done. So there's time in our lives that I'm going to have to be autocratic. There's times in my life that I don't have to be democratic. Okay, there's times in my lives that I'm going to have to not, be kind of lazy or fair with it. And so all of those styles of leadership that what really makes a good leader. Okay, but if you stay in one style all of the time, then you're asking problems. And that's what I see with the what's going on in politics in this country. We all democratic. We all follow that democratic rule, like you said, that led to integration and that kind of stuff. Or we fall for what we're doing now in this autocratic style that the Republican Party is doing right now. But I think if we can find the combination of that and just apply it whenever times are needed, you know what I'm saying? I think we'll be much better off in this country. You still there, Charles? Or you went to sleep on me?
I'm still here. I'm still here, Vernon. I'm listening. I'm soaking it in.
Okay.
You talking about the styles of leadership?
I'm trying to make an analogy about the styles of leadership and what makes a good. And I think what we need to apply that to this country. Okay, we can't always be all Democrats. We can't be all Republicans. We got to be able to do a little each one, and what we termed as situational management. That's what I call situational management. You apply your style based on the situation. Okay. I'm waiting on you, Charles. I lost him. I lost Charles. He didn't got fed up with me and put his hands in his eyes. It's time to get out of here anyway. Charles, you still there? True Republicans, when you hit them hard with the issues, they run away. Charles, I know you hear me. Run away. Y'all, I gotta go. I'm way past my. Ooh, Lord! When you're having fun, you lose track of time, y'all. I lost track of time. I got to get out of here, y'all. I lost contact with Charles. Then the Republican done probably cut his communications off anyway. So they don't want him to deal with me this morning. All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow on another. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'll see you on another edition of Morning with Vernon. I'll tell everybody that we on. Love you. See you tomorrow. Okay. Y'all have a great day.
It's Wednesday. Hump Day. Have a wonderful Wednesday. With Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now.